We want to make sure that they get these Ring doorbells. And I just made it real convenient. They all battery operated. End of discussion. So don't nobody have to say I gotta find an electrician, I got no plug it in and keep it moving. So that's the plan. I don't have a lot. I think I may have like 5, but I want to make sure that they get them in that area. Okay. And when you guys are finished filling out your packet, the officer, if you just raise your hand, the officer will come back around and she'll pick them up from you. And however, if you need one, she'll give you another one at that time if you have some neighbors you need to give them to, okay? That's all I made, you know. I have to. It's a couple of smokers, so we don't say participate. So the event that we're going to have Memorial Day is called the John R. Community Fun Day. Of course, like I said, it's at 6 Mile and John R. They're going to have food. We got some of the Pistons players coming. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be games. So we want to make it really nice for the people in the area. They have done a lot of cleanup over there, and it looks really nice. It's getting there slowly but surely. You know, you got your knuckleheads that's going to keep thinking that they above the law, that we're going to have to, you know, keep trying to have conversations with. But we're making progress, and that's what we're making one step at a time, and that's what we're looking to continue to keep doing. As you know, the Flower Day and Easter Market will be Sunday, May 18th. That's the big Flower Day. But Tuesday, Flower Day, it already started. One started on the 6th. One was today. Then you have another one May 20th and May 27th. So just in case you don't want to be in that mob that Sunday, then you can go ahead and then you can go to the Tuesday Flower Day as well. Family fun is going to be from 10 to 3. And we know this Thursday, we're feeding our officers. I'm going to start Wednesday night at 11 p.m. with the night folks. We ordered them, I want to say it's Mr. Peter. So they have like Greek subs, they have turkey, they have ham. So they have a nice variety that comes in a box. They get a little treat, they get chips, they get the wrap. So they have a nice little box that comes. We have drinks and stuff for them. So they'll have a nice little spread, the evening show. We always used to leave them out. So I started doing it the night before so we don't leave them out, because Thursday makes it such a long day. That's why they always get left out. So we will do that this will come tomorrow evening. We're gonna be officers Thursday. We got 2 shifts going on. We got a noon shift and we got the 6:30 shift. The noon shift is our biggest shift because we get 9, 7, we get motor, we get everybody. Everybody comes at the noon feed. So if anybody would like to volunteer, because what's gonna happen, we have some few things that we need to do, like I have desserts coming, they need to be cut. We have containers that you're gonna go in. So there's a few things that we need to help serve. So I wanna make sure that we can help serve the officers. My pet peeve is that day they're not supposed to do anything but their job. And their job is they shouldn't be worried about eating. Their job should be doing their job. That's up to us, I think, to make sure that we take care of them on that day. If you can't volunteer, it's okay. But at least I do ask you guys at least to come up here, maybe sit down with them, you know, have some food with them, just spend some time instead of us in and out like we usually do, or we coming in because we got a gripe and complaint. But I want us to spend a little bit of time with them. And if you can do both shifts, that'll be great. If you can't, it's okay. But I would like you guys to sit down and break a little bit of bread with them, just to say thank you without saying, okay, now listen, I got this problem on my block. Well, we know, we got you. But I want this to be a special day for them. Okay? That's going to be on Thursday. This Thursday. 2 shifts. One is at noon, one is at 6:30. I'm not gonna torture you all with that 11 o'clock shift. I'll do that by myself. It's okay. Because that was pretty much already catered. I got somebody bringing the stuff in. I just want to make sure I sit there and, you know, enjoy with them for a moment. It's usually a couple of hours, just because they kind of straddle in, depending on if they got runs, if, you know, and we still want to make sure everybody eats. So we just don't want to say, okay, when line gone, you're going to do what you got to do. No, I want to make sure when they come up that we still have people to serve them. Okay. Any questions? Yes, sir.
That's at 12 o'clock.
Yes, the first shift will be at noon. The second shift will be at 6:30. Any questions? Yes, this is because this is National Police Week. So I usually pick a Thursday. I don't know where I came with a Thursday from, but I usually pick a Thursday. And that's the day the community either will come in, sit with our officers and have meals. So this will be the only time this week. Yeah. Any other questions?
What time?
Does you want to know?
I'm talking about, you know, for the volunteering, for the
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not leaving. So if I leave, I'm not coming back. So I have slept on the couch before.
Okay.
So once I'm here, I am here.
Okay.
And we usually, once I get here, and I plan on getting here 8:30 maybe, 8:39. And then I'm not gonna leave until after the 6:30 shift, and everybody has been on that shift. So it's just be a long day, but I'm used to it. I'm not gonna suck it up because I've been doing this way too long, not gonna keep doing it. So if you guys got a couple of hours, an hour, 30 minutes, come and join me. Okay? Any questions? Nope. Nope. I got everything I need. Yep. I've been pulling teeth and dragging arms and taking legs. So yep, we are golden. So, and then plus you guys that, you know, we pay your dues and the raffles, that money adds up, and that's we're using some of that to also so everybody, like I said, because you all participate, because you do give, you buy, you know, so you guys always that's why I say it's a community day, because we do use our community funds for that. Okay. We just not gonna use, we're not gonna take it down to zero, but we are gonna do some work. Okay. Any other questions? Concerns?
We be able to sign up
Or no, because you can send me an email or a text. Yep, send me an email or a text. And you can put down your shift. If you can't make it, it's all right. But if you can, send me a text or send me an email. Don't leave me no voicemail, because y'all know I don't answer voicemail. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, so just being honest with y'all. I won't answer a voicemail, but I'll get a text or email. I'll hit you back real quick. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I see your face before, what's your name?
Kim?
Kim.
Yep, Jackson Eaton. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
So what if you didn't want this section just come up?
They can just come up. But now if you don't have anything to do, don't get mad at me now. Because I know you. I'm just saying. I already know where this is going. So yes, but and like I said, if you don't want to email or send a text, you are always still welcome to come here. So it's not like you have to go through this. This is not the law here. So okay. Any other questions or concerns? I am done. You guys want to take over the police report?
Sure. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm Commander Chambers. I just want to wish all the mothers in the crowd a happy belated Mother's Day. I hope you all had a great weekend.
Thank you.
So we've had a busy month. Normally I give out the crime numbers, but I think actually Captain Griffin's going to speak to the PowerPoint is going to talk about how we've done over the last month or year to date, where we're at, and we're doing very, very well. So he'll speak to that, but I just want to thank a lot of you. A lot of things happening over the last month. So we had Easter here at the precinct. It was very well attended on April 20th. Thank you all that came out. We also we left from here and we went down to Lasky Recreation Center. I think they had close to 10,000 people that actually went down there. And, we had a big presence there, as well as a bunch of city agencies, and there were no issues to speak of, so it turned out really nice. Since our last meeting, we had Motor City Makeover. I was out there and I've seen a lot of different community groups and residents out in the community, really cleaning up a lot of different areas. So thank you for that. We were really trying to get our presence felt on John R. State Fair and some of the different spots. So we were out there in force and it turned out really well. We've also, we had our Interfaith Memorial. So that down at St. Mary's in Greentown. So that's an annual event. It's usually held the first Friday in May. So we do it as a remembrance to our fallen officers. We all line up from across the city, all the precincts, and we go in and when an officer passed away throughout the year, we'll raise a candle up in their memory. So that's something we do each year. And actually we had a competition for all the precincts, 10 members from each different precinct lined up for a uniform inspection. And number 11 actually came in first. All right. So we had someone come and shine us all up the night before. I gotta give them credit for that one. But that wasn't the only trophy we got this month. So we also had, thanks to all of you, we had a DA bill turn back where everyone was turning in their old medicine, and we actually beat number 7. So we took first this year. We're going pro. We're on a roll with that. We are having in October another take back. So if you have old expired medicine, make sure you bring it up to the FPOs up here. And we want to try and they do it twice a year. They do it in April and May, and then they do it again in October. So we want to win that. Outside of that, I think that's really it. We're just doing a lot of different operations, trying to really listen to all the complaints and everything else. If there's anything happening out there, we're trying to address it. And we've really been making some good progress in a lot of different areas. So with that, I'll turn it over to the captain.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good to see everyone again tonight. First off, I'd like to start off by saying thank you to our wonderful president here for what she does for you all and for us. I would say one of the best neighborhood police officers team in the department. I'll start to spruce the commitment that they come in every day, even though it's their job. Everything they do is commitment for the city. So I just want to recognize that. And some of you that are sitting out here in the audience, that what you do for the community, just want to thank you. So I want to make sure I get that out the way before I get into my presentation. This is a new, as you can see, this large television here. This is it's a new TV that the department brought over for us so that we can utilize for our community meetings and for training for our officers.
Hey, Cap, I'm pulling up if you need some help with that.
First time getting online.
Hey Cap, this is D-Rob. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I'm pulling up. If you're having problems, I'll be there in like 2 seconds.
Okay, I got
There
my.
we go.
Why don't I just go over the stat portion, and then you keep going from there? So I'm gonna jump back in, I'm gonna give you the stats after all, just so we keep it moving and stuff, so we're looking really good with our homicides, so we're seeing actually a 62% reduction year to date in our homicides, so at this point last year, we had 8, and we're sitting at 3 for the year, so we're still down considerably. We had actually closed one, we had an individual come in, I think it was May 5th. He came in, actually, some of you may have seen it on the news, and said he had killed his wife on Conley Street. So, we detained him here in the precinct in the lobby. We ended up going out to the house. We found the lady upstairs and stuff. So he was the same, and that case was closed. But we've actually closed all of our homicides that we've had this year. As far as our aggravated assaults, we're at this point we're sitting at a 15% reduction in our aggravated assaults. That's when someone either beats somebody up so bad they go in the hospital or they use a gun, knife, or some type of object. We call that like an aggravated assault. So at this time last year we had 295. We're sitting at 250. So we're down almost 45 compared to last year. We ended up closing 2024 with close to a 20% reduction in non-fatal shootings, and we're continuing that downward trend. So at this time last year, we had 15, and we're sitting at 9 this year, so we're down 40% as compared to last year. And out of those 9, we've closed 6 of them. So that goes back to the hard work of our detectives section. We're also seeing a 6% reduction in robbery, so we have a couple less from last year. We are up in carjacks. We have 2 for the year. At this point last year we had 0, but we just closed our most recent one. There was actually a young man that was riding on a bike. There was a lady that was in her backyard, and she was working in the yard. He ended up going up to her, robbed her of a piece, and took her car. So later on that evening, our commercial auto theft unit were able to track that car down and take him into custody. I think he ended up being 17 years old. So we got him in custody. Our burglary, so I spoke to this before, but last year that was kind of one of the, like a thorn in our side. We were actually up close to 19% last year for our burglaries. We flipped the script. So this year, we're actually down 41 burglaries from where we were at in 2024. We're down 31%, which is outstanding. Another thing that we are down in is larcenies. We're down close to 2%. One of the couple of things, we're really trying to give heavy attention to our family dollars and our dollar trees and things like that, because a lot of these numbers that we've seen here are individuals walking in, taking a candy bar, taking a pop, then walking back out, and that's counted as a larceny for us. So we've done a lot of operation and tried to work with our corporate to address some of those concerns. And then the last thing, before I let the captain take over, is our motor vehicle thefts. So we've seen a really big reduction in stolen cars. So we're down 57 as compared to 2024. So before we were sitting at 186, and today we're sitting at 129. So we're down 57 compared to last year. So we're happy about that. And with that, are you ready to roll, Cap?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I think I started doing this because I know most people are visual, so you like to see what's going on here. This is not everything that's going on here in the 11th precinct, but just a snapshot, just to show you some of the things that we're doing here. This is just a crime overview, basically, of the entire city. The commander gave you the statistics for the 11th precinct, but this is just an overview of the entire city with regard to the different crime categories. But most importantly, as you can look to the far right of the screen, you can see all of those green arrows. Green means go, green means good, red means stop, means bad. So as you can see, the crime is all green. So that means crime, based on the statistics and the occurrences, the city and citywide, we're driving crime down. So that's the ultimate goal. The commander already went through these statistics, man. So this is our breakdown of the response time. So for yesterday, it's highlighted green, bro, 9 minutes and 45 seconds for response time. And as you can see for the prior week, 9 minutes, 45-second average. We were tied with another precinct, looks like the 4th precinct, with the fastest response time citywide. This is the priority 2 breakdown. So this is runs such as loud noise. These are a little bit higher in response times, 41 minutes and 36 minutes respectively.
Captain,
Yes.
back there again, that 4th precinct again, if we get the 4th precinct, they had their response time still low. Is there a reason why, and the 7th, reason why theirs are much lower than ours?
It's just the matter of time in which the officers respond to the run. And so you understand, everyone understands, when you call 911, it doesn't go directly to the police. It goes to a civilian dispatcher, who in turn has to code the call, priority, non-priority, then it's sent to police, fire, or EMS. And so those times vary based on what other runs are going on in the precinct, how many cars you have available, all that factors. So if you got, I don't know, there's thousands of calls that come in through the 911 system a day in the city. So when some shifts, when you only have 5 police cars or 6 police cars, and you got calls steady coming into the 911 system, it becomes a backlog. So that's going to create a wait time. But these are not calls, these are priority 2. So these are not calls for someone being assaulted, someone being robbed, someone being shot. These are somebody stole a Snickers bar off the gas station. I mean, even though it's important, but when you start talking about bodily injury and that sort of thing, someone breaking into your home while you're inside the home, that's the priority 1, which would be the previous slide. All of it is important, but it's categorized by priority 1 and priority 2 breakdown.
And we share a radio channel with the 7th precinct. So say the 7th precinct, say we get busy or they get busy, we go over precinct to precinct and help each other out. Or if say it's slower in the 4th precinct, they may have to send it over to the east side, or we might have to go over to the southwest side. So we bounce around as the need pops up.
So that could be a reason. Now, if you want me to do
I just asked, and then when you say the priority day, when you say priority day, is there a particular day of the week that's for call servicing? That's a priority day, that's a priority.
generally the weekends are kind of elevated for some reason. So,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. So these are a couple of search warrants. These are what the search warrants look like that we actually submit to raid a house. This is the actual search warrant for a couple locations that we hit. We have some information redacted for, of course, investigative purpose. Next slide. This is another location where we conducted a search warrant. All of these search warrants were conducted to follow up. This was some type of machinery that was stolen from a construction work site. And so we not only do search warrants for narcotics, for shootings, we also follow up on theft. So this is the item that was stolen from a construction site that was recovered, by the way. This was a search warrant executed in connection with the non-fatal shooting. I bring these every month to show you some of the weapons that are out here on the streets that the officers have to, they encounter these individuals carrying these weapons. all different types of firearms. More firearms. These people carrying these firearms illegally. If you want to carry a firearm, get a concealed pistol license. You can carry a firearm just like you a police officer or a sheriff. So this was the Operation John R. Resolve. We conducted this operation last week based on, this was a collaboration between the 11th Precinct, the 12th Precinct, Vice, Highland Park Police Department, Wayne County Sheriff, Animal Control, BC, licensing, what else I'm forgetting? Okay, and 36th District Court, Specialist Court. So we realize policing today in a modern society, you can't always be you can't enforce the law with a heavy hand. You have to also remember that the people we enforce crime on, they're still people. You have to provide them social services. So we've done a number of operations and engagements for people suffering from substance abuse. You know, and that area is overwhelmed with prostitution and drug trafficking. So this was an operation that we, you know, led by NPO Robinson and the NPOs. The news was here, so see if this will play. Skip it. Yes, new system.
Yes, we're in the office. See if you can help us. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Look like we're having some technical difficulties. Any questions? Some of the, yes, ma'am.
Just as far as like calling, so the other day, I actually there was some, who knows that, I know kids will be kids, like, but they're actually like climbing up on a couple of our neighborhoods.
These are occupied homes.
Occupied homes. The other day, we saw them, we were like, hey, that's not your property. No, that's your property. As soon as they get off, then they're fussing at us, and then you're correct. I'm not sure. It was the walking. I'll get out there.
Okay, you know the address?
I do. I know I called last night.
Sergeant Spruce, so we'll make sure you come over. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Hold on. Got a question, comment in the back? Yes, sir.
I'm asking the question, the city putting the grass is tipping. So I'm asking, what is the procedure for it? Because I got a lot of good things.
Everyone hear his question?
Property owners can be ticketed and fined. One of the things, my people come out, city will come out, he will issue a correct order, they have corrected it in days, they're gonna have to. Ma'am?
Some of the people that own land bank houses, that the
That's
grass is
his-
this tall.
His is funny part. Land bank, vision of the city. unfortunately, we can't write the land bank ticket. So we can bring it to their attention. So if you get with me after work, after the meeting, you get with me, give me the address of the property, you will contact me and get a land bank. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask questions then when everybody's not, why not?
The city of Detroit will not give the city of Detroit a ticket.
Why not? If they're in the wrong, they should be penalized like everybody else.
The city will not give the city, we're gonna bring in for that. The city is an entity. No, the city is an entity. You guys live in the city. Y'all pay your taxes so that the city may run. But the city cannot give itself a ticket.
So they can commit a crime and get away with it.
The entity itself cannot commit a crime. It takes a person.
Okay.
It takes a person to commit a crime.
Are you saying?
The city of Detroit is an entity. We cannot write a ticket to the city of Detroit. Now, if the police, if he did a crime, he can go to jail, he can get a ticket, because he's a person. The city of Detroit is not a person. Therefore, we can't take the city of Detroit to court on a ticket. Can the city of Detroit be sued as an entity? Yes. But we can't take them to court. We can't arrest them. It's the city.
I understand your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, let's have one conversation, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All the, in this area over here, these got can we get something done about them putting the
Yes, we
chairs
can.
back? The whole area, you go down there, to pick up today and Friday, Thursday, and kill them.
Let me say this.
Some control over that.
Let
Very
me
bad.
say this. We can go out, and you guys give us complaints. I noticed last week because I was out and about. And I noticed a whole lot of garbage cans. But what I did notice about it, because it was past the garbage day, the garbage people hadn't came and collected. They had not collected. I was out last week. I said, how's every street I'm going by still got the garbage can? So on a couple of the streets, I stopped and I said, now everybody can't be late putting out the garbage can. But one day last week, they didn't pick up on time, so I don't know what the problem is.
And not only that, they got to get their buck.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, now hold on, y'all, hold on.
Go down these corners, every corner I look down.
Hold on.
Track.
When you see that, you guys need to call Kayana Sessions over at the Department of Neighborhoods, so that they can make a call to find out why they didn't pick up the bulk when they were supposed to pick up. Police, we don't know why they didn't pick up, but Kayana Sessions can help you with that kind of situation.
We do need these cans under control. Some of these cans are lids, are not broke off, and rents, nice, eating and good. That's why they get us to elevate.
Right. Let's make sure everyone has the Department of Neighborhoods, number. Does everyone have that number?
And she's going to.
She is on?
Yeah, she's up there.
Okay, why don't we, no questions pertaining to that issue? Okay, well, let's have, Kayana, Sessions, the director, Department of Neighborhoods, have her chime in, and then we'll jump back to the question. Yeah, certainly.
We're concerned about your cans that the lids are broke off.
Hold on,
Hold on.
we're gonna ask Kayana.
Those types of questions, she's available so that we can get your questions answered. And we'll jump back to the criminal question.
Kayana, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear. Good evening, everyone.
It's
Can
a
you hear me okay?
So everyone can get their question answered, and so everyone can get the information they need.
This volume's not that loud, so you have to listen in carefully.
Okay, so you're gonna get a real close up of me. Hello, good evening, everyone. Kayana Sessions with the Department of Neighborhoods. I heard that there were some concerns in relationship to, it sounded like environmental concerns Corville containers and trash left out on the street.
It's on
Can you hear me?
Hold on one second.
Hold on one second, we trying to get it.
Hi guys.
All the way up to.
Turn the fan on.
Hey, you know how to get this louder.
Kayana, can you say something?
Good evening.
Turn it all the way.
Hello.
Alright.
Hello. 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 Is that better?
Hold on. Say something now.
Hello.
All right, say it again.
Hello.
All right, hold on. What we gonna do?
Bear with our technical difficulties, so this is a new TV, we're still working out the bugs.
Oh, that's the camera.
But a lot of these concerns, there's different city agencies, besides the police department, so I don't know if you've all heard of the C-Click Fix and Approved Detroit app. It's actually an app, so if you can actually go
Okay,
on.
all right,
there,
say something,
I think there's
Keon.
some stuff up here, but if you go on there and you
Hello,
put in whatever your concern is, it's gonna get routed out to whatever agency applies to it. So to get a list put on, address grass or squatters, traffic, you name it, it's gonna get routed to the right agency and stuff like that. So it's Approved Detroit. Yeah, Approved Detroit, and there may be some brochures that have the app and stuff, but if you just go on and type in Approved Detroit, go on the city department, or City of Detroit, website, you'll find it there, and you can submit it right online. Every day, I go into that app and look at it, as well as the MPOs, and they can see, exactly what's out there, and we acknowledge that we received it, and we'll tell you when we handle it, okay? Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, D-Rob, for correcting the volume so you all can hear me. My apologies for not being able to be present in person with you all, but I definitely wanted to join to give you all some updates and answer questions. Thank you, Ms. Jackson, for hosting this meeting, and 11th Precinct for all of your leadership and support. Now, it sounded like we had a couple questions that are environmental issues. And now when I say environmental, that falls under the Department of Building Safety, Environmental, and Engineering Department. BSEED is the acronym. They really work around tall grass and weeds, as well as they support around the Corville container issue as well. But what I heard was a concern around bulk and debris. And I want to just kind of run down some basic information when it comes to proper disposal of bulk, yard waste, and debris. So thankfully now, since last year, it's been a year about now since they negotiated the contracts, and we are now working with Priority Waste on the east side for our trash pickup and removal, as well as recycling. So every single week, if you get text messages to your phone, you would be aware of yard waste, bulk, and recycling being picked up weekly now since last year in June. The pickup for your debris, your yard waste needs to be in front of a occupied home. We do have individuals that will put their debris. I have one across the street. They will put their debris, their garbage in front of an unoccupied home for whatever reason that it is. And there are instances, depending on your garbage collector, where they are not mandated to pick up in front of those houses. It's to pick up in front of occupied homes. Those are the registered taxpayers who are paying for trash removal. Now, in the case of illegal dumping or improper set out of bulk or yard waste or whatnot, they may not pick that up either. In those cases, it was brought up about C-Click Fix and Improve Detroit. Those are two great ways to report illegal dumping because that's what it would be considered as. However, if you aren't able to do that, you're more than welcome to contact the Department of Neighborhoods. We're able to assist in inputting that information in for you, also investigating it. All of the illegal dumping reports do go through BC Environmental. They're seen as an issue that's handled through their department. And then DPW, Department of Public Works, works alongside with environmental to remove the debris. Depending on the location, because we have all seen situations or scenarios where someone will illegally dump and they'll put it really properly at the berm, at the curb, so it can be removed properly. However, we do have some other bad actors that will put it in the middle of the lawn or at the rear end of a fence or an alley. Those situations are a little bit more complicated. And when I say complicated, I just mean we have to work with an added department to bring all of that debris to the berm for proper removal. And that department is our General Service Department, GSD. So there's several different methods and ways of removal for illegal dumping. And so those are just a few of those examples. However, if your trash collector, Priority Waste is the East Side, District 3, is not removing your trash, recycling, or your bulk for some reason, which there's a certain limit to how much bulk you can have at the curb. I believe it's 6 cubic yards. What that looks like is relatively a large refrigerator, maybe a TV or something else. They may pass that by and tag it for the concerns of it being over proper weight limit. But if they're not removing it, we like to instruct residents to contact them directly. They have 24 hours to remove from the debris or yard waste or bulk to satisfy their contract. However, in an occurrence where they do not come back out within the 24 hours that you contact them, that's when our department comes into play. We like to tell ourselves that we want them to be able to fulfill their agreement and go through the steps of what they have requested for us to do in the case of debris being missed or trash being missed. And so those are the steps. So I'm going to provide you with Priority Waste information and telephone number. I've had to use it myself to report recycling not being picked up once. And they did come back out and service the same day, depending on the time that you do make them aware of it. We've come across situations and scenarios, depending on the season, where when they are picking up trash or especially bulk, that truck gets filled up quick. Depending on, a lot of people do spring cleaning together at the same time, and they'll put out those items, on the curb. And so if those trucks get filled up, they have to remove or empty them out in order to come back to their route. And sometimes they may miss a route for whatever reason. I can't really speak on behalf of what their protocol is when that happens, but it does happen. And so what we kindly ask is that you bring that to their attention. And if it's not serviced within that 24 hours, to please notify our department. That would be the best way to handle that. And I will provide you with all of the numbers that you need in order to do so. Any questions about what I just shared in relationship to that process?
Yeah, and they said that, like, say if you have rental properties and you throwing out a lot, was there a number that you can call the city and they can you pay additional charge, they can come pick it up? Somebody shared that with me. Is there additional?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's called a paid pickup service. So for those of you that may be doing larger cleanouts of your home, or just instead of purchasing a dumpster, you would prefer to utilize the city. services at a discounted rate to remove. It's called a special paid pickup service. And I use it quite often. What they do is you'll call once your items are at the curb, and they will come out same day, as long as it's before 12 noon, I believe, to look at the items that you have at the berm, and they'll provide you with an estimate. That estimate you can agree or disagree with. If you say, hey, that's a great deal, I would like to go ahead and pay that, you can go pay it online, and they will pick up to remove that debris, either same day or the following morning. There is a form, a paid pickup bulk collection form. I can put it in the chat. I know most of you are in person. The telephone number that you can call to arrange something of the sort is 313-876-0004. And most of the debris, including branches, construction, renovation materials, and couches are accepted, but it has to be accessible at the front curb for them to give you a proper quote. It can't be something that is in the backyard or in the basement. You have to have it at the berm, and they will remove and respond to your request within 1 business day for the estimate of removal.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Again, that number is 313-876-0004. This conversation kind of falls in alignment to the things that I wanted to share as well. Is this a good time just to go into my announcements now, or did you want me to come back?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sam.
Okay. So first and foremost, thank you everyone who was able to participate in the Motor City Makeover. Our Block Clubs residents, you made this year a great success. And our commitment, your commitment, the city's commitment to continuing to make our city, our district beautiful by beautifying our neighborhoods is truly making a difference. The work that we're doing alongside John R., bringing in District 2 and joining District 3 together to really combat some long-standing issues and challenges really just speaks to the work of the unity and the solidarity that we are working all together to commit into making a better city. So overall, for our Motor City Makeover cleanups, we had over 202 locations serviced and cleaned between our districts 1, 2, and 3 on that first weekend of May. So thank you all for those of you that participated. And thank you to everybody who was able to submit a cleanup request and debris pickup location on time. We could not do that without you. And for those of you that still have debris that has not been picked up, please give me a call or email. If you could attach a photo, that would be great to escalate that request. And you can either send it to 313-348-8464 or 313-236-3504. And we will address that in a timely manner. Lastly, wanted to just update everyone. That Motor City Makeover is just the kickoff for our cleanup efforts. We love to partner with community groups throughout the year, especially in our spring and summer months, to plan more beautification efforts and things that we can do in partnership with you. So if you have an idea or a desire of cleanup in your area, we would love for you to connect with us. We are doing our office hours at Farwell Recreation Center every Tuesday, 1 to 5 p.m., which is located at 2111 East Outer Drive. You're more than welcome to walk in to speak with us, but I would highly recommend you make an appointment because sometimes we do have a line, and we welcome you to come in and share your desires, concerns, or praise reports. We accept all things that are of news that you would like to share with us. Also, just wanted to share with you all that we're conducting daily blight drives throughout the district. And so this looks like many different ways. We have done blight walks with some of you all. We like to call them walk and talks, where we'll walk your block area and report some of the concerns on Improve Detroit. also share out resource guides and educate individuals that are on the block that just need to know a little bit more on how to be a better neighbor. However, we're going to be really expanding our footprint in the district to ensure that we can upload and report some of the issues and concerns that you all might have. So if any of you all are interested in conducting or hosting a blight drive with us, we welcome that. We are hosting those on Mondays and Thursdays. And you're able to schedule those with us to take us around to the areas. We can report some of the concerns on Improved Detroit, as well as sending those to our district inspector, Mike Awada, and then just work diligently with you to continue to address those. And so how you can schedule that is just by calling us or emailing us. And we would love to schedule that opportunity to learn what your concerns are and get those issues addressed. And then just lastly, a few couple reminders. They came up already, but when it comes to some of the BSEED environmental concerns, again, we all know the weather has changed. We've been getting rain and we've been getting sun, and that is the perfect equation to tall grass and weeds. So some people have not gotten to cutting their lawns yet. Try to give them a little grace, but if they're taking a little too long, you can report tall grass and weeds on Improved Detroit app, or also you can call BSEED Environmental at 313-876-0426. Again, 313-876-0426. And then also one of the things I was sharing with a resident earlier today is the 2025 mowing and cut schedule for vacant lots is posted on the Improved Detroit app. If you have that downloaded to your phone, you can go to the homepage and scroll on that first page, and it will navigate you to the 2025 mowing and cutting schedule. And you can look for your area, and it will be able to highlight and show you when the cutting schedule is for the area that you're located in. I like to tell people, because we know that these vacant lots that are overgrown or whatnot can become a real eyesore and a pain. But it's important for you to navigate with that cutting schedule, because if you're either carrying or stewarding a lot, you don't want to cut the lot before the city comes in, maybe the next day or the next week, to cut the lot, because then that throws them off in relationship to servicing that lot. Those vacant lots get up to 4 to 5 cuts depending on the season schedule. As we all know, we can't cut the lots if it's raining, and sometimes we do get heavy rain in the spring months. So that will change what that cutting schedule looks like. So just wanted to make sure that you all had that information and know how to contact us. I also want to leave you with the priority waste number that you all can have in addressing any of your concerns in relationship to your yard trash or bulk pickup. As I mentioned earlier, please report it and give them an opportunity to service you after a missed pickup within that 24-hour span. If they do not service within 24 hours, please contact our office so we can escalate it in relationship to the issue that's at hand. And their telephone number is 855-927-8365. Again, priority waste, 855-927-8365. I feel like I've been yelling and hollering. Sorry. Anyone have any questions or concerns that they want to report or share? You all can feel free to give me a direct call or text now if you're not wanting to share openly.
Can you be so kind to give us your direct contact telephone numbers? Like I said, be in contact. Thank you.
Sure. My number again, 313-348-8464. Again, 313-348-8464. 8464. And Kenzie Current, who serves as the district deputy manager, is 313-236-3504. Again, 313-236-3504. And then remember, our office hours are every Tuesday, 1 to 5. We will be out of the office on May the 27th, the day after Memorial Day. And also for those of you that join our District 3 meetings that we host virtually, we'll be hosting our next meeting on the 20th, May 20th at 6 p.m. I hope that you all are able to join. If you're not receiving our text messages for district meetings or information, please sign up for Gov Delivery on City of Detroit, or DetroitMI.gov is the website. And you can also text 854-611, 854-611 to be added to the text Gov Delivery on your phone. You just want to put District 3 when you in the text box. I know that was a lot of information.
Yeah. It says, with all the rain we had, the alleys are getting full of grass again. Are they gonna cut that, and can we get concrete in our alleys?
Hi, Miss Ruby. I know that's your voice. I am trying to understand. You said something about an alley and grass, correct?
And concrete to the alleys, so we won't have to be cutting those alleys.
So that's not anything that is within the budget. You know, the alleys have been deemed residential property. 10 feet out from your property line into the alley is your property. And so that could be something you may discuss with your neighbors if you're looking to do so. However, we don't have a budget for concrete in the alleys. Unfortunately, I know that that's something you definitely have been advocating for.
Some alleys got concrete. You have any other questions for Kiana? Okay, can you stand up so she could be able to hear you?
How you doing?
Hey, Troy, how are you?
Yeah, this is Troy Hayes. I got a question. What is the procedure when you buy a house that makes worth $500? They put these plexiglass on it, make an eyesore, they hold it like they staking property up. And they're not doing anything, but it's an eyesore. Some of these houses that you can work by. They put these plexiglass on it, and it's maybe there's people on the left shit thing, whatever going on. Like I said, there's a guy on my block going about this house. All I'm asking is, what is the procedure when a house ain't no good, or it's like they buy a house for $1,000, $45,000 repaired, and it's just sitting. So what is the procedure? But tell me how do we handle that? Those properties ain't good enough. I mean, if it's a $500 house, it looks like it be torn down, and they put the plexiglass on it, staking property for purpose. There's the damn business thing going on. I understand. But it gotta be something where they ain't gonna repair the property. There's a timeline to get the property repaired.
Yeah, let me address that. The plexiglass that you see on these abandoned houses, that's not a state claim. What it is, we want to make that they're sitting in your neighborhood. When we got the boards on, you can't see what's going on inside the house. The city puts plexiglass on the property so you can see through the house if there's some light. That way your kids or your grandkids or whoever is not dragged into a vacant house. You're able to see. That has nothing to do with people staking out the property. I said plexiglass. No, I'm saying that's what the plexiglass is for. It's for you to see into the house.
One conversation, please.
It's on there for you to see into the house to make sure nobody is being mugged, robbed, raped in the house.
I understand.
Okay.
It also was put on to ensure that it's more secure. So those are more secure than just regular boards, those wooden boards. In order to take those plexiglass windows or doors off, you have to have some serious equipment. So it was a safety measure to ensure that those houses can be more secure for the purposes of what Sergeant Spruce was sharing, but also for being able to ensure that, you know, the weather conditions are holding true to the home and not damaging it any further.
So how long
I've seen homes where here's the thing about the plexiglass. The property is no good. They buy these houses and it's 4 or 5 years it's just sitting there. And it's right. It's all it is. That's what I'm saying. And what is the procedure of when they purchase a house for $1,000? What is the procedure of them getting a house? Like there's a house that's burnt up on Arlington, like I showed you. The house is burnt up, the roof is gonna fall in, but someone still owns it.
Yeah, so I could speak on this for quite some time, but I know we're really limited. So what, you know, you have people on both sides of the fences when it comes to demolition and preservation of homes. We've seen people who have been able to rehab Detroit land bank homes and repopulate blocks that were burnt, you know, homes that were burnt, that were, you know, severely damaged, and they've been able to repopulate and move in and create homeowners on their block in District 3. I was a part of a project right there on Maple Ridge. These homes were awful. The area was just deteriorated. There were fire burnt homes. It definitely does take resources to do so. So that's one of the challenges. But it is something that can be done. When it comes to the timeline, everyone is pretty much given that timeline of 6 months is kind of like the, what do you say, a baseline. But if you're working to move and you're very diligent with the land bank and communicating, because communication is everything when you do anything, and letting them know that, you know, this is what's going on, so on and so forth, they'll work with you. However, if there's other issues that come into play where there's a delay of, you know, compliance, which means that they're not moving in the direction that they said they were, there could be a removal of that property and it goes through a legal procedure. So there's many different pathways. When it comes to demolition, homes that are on the demolition list have been inspected and meet the criteria for demolition, period. I'm not an inspector. I can't speak to every home on why they have not made demolition, but every home has a recent inspection and has been surveyed to really speak to why it is on that list. That's just what has to happen. If it is not on the demolition list, it means that it has the potential for rehab, and it has to go through a point system where they have an inspector go through that house very thoroughly to ensure that it meets that criteria for rehab. And I know there's levels to rehab of what is and what isn't. And so I'm happy to go and talk to you more about that. We can bring the land bank out so you can learn a little bit more on how they process that procedure. But every house is not the same. And we know everybody's process is not the same when it comes to rehab. But I do understand your frustration. You know, I've gone through some land bank challenges myself and seen people be very successful with them as well. So it just varies. So we can't really speak to just one parcel. We have to really better understand what's going on inside to give some sort of understanding.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Yes, can you stand up so she can hear you?
Kiana, you have those purchases of those homes, Detroit land bank.
Okay, she can't hear you. Can you please stand up?
When you have the purchase of DLB land bank homes, you only require the Detroit land bank is a hot water tank, a furnace, and a sink. Is that what they're gonna continue to require for people to hold those homes for 10 and 20 years, sitting in our community, not doing anything with them?
So we're talking about two different things. We're talking about compliance and clearing your home from the land bank. And then we're talking about occupancy and actually living in the dwelling. Two totally different pieces of I would say, order, right? Because once someone clears their parcel from the land bank, And those, Gina, that, I believe that's Gina, if I can't really see, but I believe that's her voice. That is, the land bank does require those things. You have to have, occupy a furnace, working water, kitchen, and a bathroom to clear your parcel from the land bank. After that deed is given to the homeowner, then it goes to, any of those issues would be of a BC city issue. They wouldn't be of land bank. And so those issues or tickets or complaints of compliance to that parcel would go directly to city, not land bank.
Before they release them, the deed, these houses don't have windows. They're not putting windows in the house, and the deed is being released.
So I can't speak to that. I can't speak to the no window piece because I don't work for the Detroit Land Bank. So if we want to have the Detroit Land Bank to come out maybe to the next meeting to speak more along with their compliance and how they go about giving deeds or their process of meeting compliance, I can work with Ms. Jackson. We can do that. See if London can come out. But I think those are one-offs in relationship to how they are operating within their department.
We'll set something up, Kiana, so that we can have land bank come out hopefully to the next meeting.
But was there a question directly for my office, the Department of Neighborhoods, for what you were asking? Because I just want to make sure, because I could hear a little bit. I just wanted to make sure I was able to answer what I can answer.
Yes, thank you.
I have a question. How many inspectors do we have in District 3?
So we have, so that's a layered question. We have one residential district inspector that is a part of our team. However, we have a lot of commercial corridor that several district inspectors work on our residential corridor. We have an environmental inspector, ZZ, who is our environmental inspector, but he has other inspectors underneath him that maybe come out for inspection. So I can't really speak to the number that we have directly in District 3, but we have one that works directly with our Department of Neighborhoods, residential, and then we have one that is directly working with us in our environmental department. There are many that are working on the commercial corridor, and there are several that will come in to assist on other working issues when there's an environmental concern or residential. So a safe number, I would say we have at least 3 to 5 that are working within our district or more. But that's on the low number of the individuals I'm aware of.
Okay, are we good? Okay, thank you, Kiana. Appreciate it. And we'll be getting together soon.
Sounds good.
Okay. Next. I'm about to put you on the spot. So we have Detective Brian Fountain in the house. I'm quite sure a lot of you all know who Detective Brian is. He is the baddest DPP trainer out here. I love his class. So next month, he is going to do a training session for us. If you can.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be working with him. If it's not today, if it's not June, it'll be July, whenever it's convenient for him. You've got to see this training that he does. It is amazing. You would think I never saw it before, and I see it a million times, but it's always so surprising to me. So I definitely want to make sure you attend so you can. I appreciate it. How long have you been training? How long have you been training? There you go. Answer that question. Everything. And training on what?
Community based, anything related to community.
Very good. You need to come and you need to really participate in it because there's things that we don't think about that will make a light bulb go off after you see this presentation. It's amazing.
This is totally amazing. So when I do send out the email blast to you guys, I will make sure that I put in big print when he's coming so that you guys can attend. Because it's a really, really good class. Yes, ma'am.
I attended one of his trainings a couple of times, and it was excellent. I remember the elevator, the lady on the elevator, and one of the things was for us to be in 24 hours. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and I want to
Yeah.
say too, I'm sitting right next to him. He did training. I've been looking for this guy, and he did a training at the daycare. For my staff for emergency preparation and everything like that. He did an amazing job. So I guess you've been that busy I couldn't find you.
Yes, Ms. Green.
He also spoke for the Detroit swim team.
Oh, I love it.
You spoke, yeah, he did. Yes, I did.
So we will have him come too. Next we have Mr. Merlin Martin from 36th District. Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm glad you came in. I was for
For those who don't know, my name is Merlin Martin. I'm in the Chief Judge Bill McConnell's office. And what we try to do is bring the courts to the community. We try to bring forth judges and different people in our organization to answer questions, to provide information for they on a day-to-day basis. I'm not supposed to have any favors, but we have Judge Marlena Taylor with us today. And she's going to tell you what she does in court. And any questions you have for her or for me, I'll be available after. Judge Taylor.
I ask you to do stuff, you don't really know what it is. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marlena Taylor, and I'm a judge at 36th District Court. I'll be there for almost 4 years this upcoming July. I'm currently assigned to the preliminary examinations division. So I have felony matters that come to the court from the different police units, precincts throughout the city, through the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Prior to that, I worked with our traffic unit, and so I was in the traffic division for about 2.5 years. And prior to that, I worked at the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office as an assistant prosecuting attorney for almost 11 years. So I'm familiar with the police department. I'm familiar with how things operate, and I can just take questions. Instead, I would take any questions that anyone may have at this time.
Any questions? Any questions online?
Good question. The young lady that stabbed the gentleman downtown. At her age, she be considered is the adult making that charge, doing that crime, or they gonna probably be prison?
Depends. So they would have to look at all the facts. They can't waive. Waived over and tried as an adult, but it takes certain factors, and they look at each one on an individual basis. So it's not like a cut and dry, yes, 100%. It's just whatever they look at, and if she's of an age where they could potentially hold her as an adult.
Any other questions? Thank you.
My phone number is 313-965-8738. Once again, my name is Merlin Martin. I have cards on you. If you need any questions come up, any concerns, I'll try to answer them.
Okay, sounds
Thank you.
Thank you. We have. That's all. I haven't forgot about you. Okay. Usually what, about 10 minutes? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and bring you up. Okay, so next we're gonna have Danny Locke, and she's from the Office of Investigative Services talking. No, I'm sorry. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I want to do the video. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But you'll be next. Okay.
So for Operation Resolve, yeah, John R. Resolve, the news stations were out there. They put it out there 247. So just figure we play this clip for you, so those of you didn't get an opportunity to see it. My next career once I retire.
So-called quality of life. Traffic-related events. And it's now underway in the area of John R. and McNichols in the city's 11th and 12th precincts.
Senate District First Reporter Darren Cunningham is hearing from law enforcement.
Okay, it's too much chitty chat.
John R. Resolve gets underway. Here all my life, I wouldn't want to go nowhere else. Steve Murphy takes pride in Detroit. He took a break from cleaning up his church parking lot to chat with me on John R. near McNichols, an area he says needs.
All right, give us a second. Give us a second.
Tell me about some of the issues. Make sure we're.
Start over.
It's out in the open for everyone. Topping our news at 5:30, police stepping up patrols in Detroit as part of a focused crackdown on crime.
The initiative targeting so-called quality of life issues.
See, we ain't got a mouse and I got a big finger, right? I'm trying to, yeah, so I'm trying to get places I can't get to. Like they say they got new technology, but they ain't asked. Like,
We've got some homework for our next meeting, so we're gonna make sure we got together. So, next meeting, so thank you for your patience. You wanna close on it?
All right, so from Operation John R. Resolve, we arrested 15 felony, 37 misdemeanors. We investigated 232 people that day. We impounded 24 cars, 275 other vehicles investigated, traffic stops, 273 traffic stops, 341 tickets issued, and 4 miscellaneous tickets issued. Also, the business license enforcement from downtown, they inspected 36 locations. Unlicensed locations were identified with 16 and 14 violations were issued. BC code enforcement from downtown. These were residential properties that were investigated, 17. So these are some of the things that you complain about in your neighborhood with people fixing cars in the driveway and, you know, all these different car parks and garbage and, you know, those things create a rat harboring. And so we had them come out and have them. So this was a multi-layered, multi-agency approach, this Operation John R. Resolve. So they issued 17 correction orders. Commercial properties investigated with 3, and those 3 commercial properties were found to be in violation. So, next slide. They were, yeah, they stopped quite a few. This is some photos from some of the community functions that we're involved in, the beautification project. Just some photos to show you some of the other things that we're doing here in the precinct. This was yesterday. We did a march from here to Metropolitan Division over on Sherwood and marched back. Student police officers that were involved, some of the NPOs, the chaplains, explorers. This is some of the things that the people over in that community on John R. and 6 Mile have to deal with.
Oh, wow.
So they have needle exchange programs, you know, to try to assist with some of the communicable diseases, people who utilize drugs and they use drugs intravenously. This is what this is what that area was looking like. The people having to live over there. And so Operation John R. Resolve was to address some of these complaints by the residents that's living in. Can you imagine your child playing outside, or you have a dog and these needles are just strewn throughout on the ground?
Wow.
So this is what this is the business, the gas station that we closed. We put some strict enforcement on them to make sure they cleaned up the area. This is what it kind of looks like now. It's been cleaned up. They've reopened. So we're still addressing that issue. That is an ongoing issue. Unfortunately, prostitution has been around with us as long as we've been alive. But here at the 11th Precinct, we're doing our best to address that. And we will continue to address that. My presentation. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Going one? All right. She asked another question because the high prostitution over there, up in John R. How you guys handle that area? Are you taking it in? What are you doing?
That was just one. John R. Resolve was one part, but it's a constant enforcement action.
Well, what we're doing is we run what we call offer to engage operations. So we have police decoys to get out there. What we do is a lot of times we'll tow the John's cars, and it can cost $1,000 for them to get their cars back. So sometimes that can be more effective deterrent than anything. But we also have a citywide vice unit that goes precinct to precinct. So they're like a supplement to what we're doing. They'll go around to all the precincts. So they're out there along John R. as well, where we get complaints. So you'll see a lot more of that this summer.
It's the law that was fixed. I know when they got their draft, they came out, they had their cars parked in the lots, and they got tickets. But then we have some in our neighborhood that park on their parks. They're on their car.
Okay, so after the meeting, we'll get your address, your block, Sergeant
Well, they've been there twice on fact days, but obviously the law will lead up to it.
Okay, well, we'll keep coming back. Any other questions?
Oh, and then we have 2 semi trucks, the cabs sitting on Robin Wood and Russell.
Yep, that's taken care of. I got a call on that. That's already taken care of.
Cause you in the middle of the block trying to see if the cars go. It's too late.
Did you call me today?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
I said parking enforcement. You called me, I was on the freeway.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Minnesota, one side, Minnesota on the
Quiet, please.
You pointed at Minnesota.
yeah. You can't park with all these things, but you can turn, make a right turn and come on Minnesota. Got a junkyard and I think, I'm not sure, they get ready to get that down. I don't know, they keep pulling cars. It's on the
Pointed at Minnesota.
right there, right side of where the people gonna get all of us. So one east and one so one west. It's safe.
I'll let you, Sergeant Scoops has a response to that.
Okay, we were informed of that about a month ago.
Officers of NPO, because I do wanna try to at least get through this meeting, because it is 7:40 and I know I'll get back. And I got a long day from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
We'll stick around afterwards.
So they will hang around, okay, but you guys can't talk to them. We're gonna try to keep this moving up. Yeah, this young lady, Jasmine Lott from the Office of Investigative Services, come on up. All right. Yep.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jasmine Lott. As she stated, I am from the Office of Investigative Services.
I'd like to thank Sergeant Spruce for connecting me with Ms. Kim to come to this meeting today. So my department, what we do is we license and regulate dealerships, repair facilities, and mechanics here in the state of Michigan. We get our authority from the Motor Vehicle Service, from the Motor Vehicle Service and Repair Act and the Motor Vehicle Code. We also conduct inspections and do investigations against dealerships, repair facilities, and mechanics. But my department, we are administrative only. We are not civil, we are not criminal, administrative only. So I just wanted to give you all some tips, because I know the business is saturated. We got a lot of people who go get their cars fixed. We got a lot of people who go to a lot of B lots to go and purchase cars. So I just want to give you some tips and some things of what you should look for when you go into these places. So repair facilities, they should all be licensed. If they are licensed, you can find them on our website, the michigan.gov/Secretary of State SOS website. You can find them on our website. When you go into their facility, their license should be posted. It's blue and white. It's a blue and white certificate. It has their name. It has their repair facility number on it. It has the expiration date on it. They should also have mechanic certificates posted, because you shouldn't be doing work on people's cars if you are not licensed. Right. So the mechanic certificates, they are red and white. They have all the categories in which that mechanic is licensed to do. So if you're going into a repair facility and you are going for an engine, you want to ask them, do y'all have somebody certified in engines in here? And it should be posted if they do. Ask to see the mechanic certificate, because they're supposed to be posted for the public to see. If they don't got nobody in engines to do the work, you might want to go somewhere else. I'm just being honest. You don't want nobody doing who only has brakes doing your engine. Another thing you want to look for is when you walk in here, they should have a sign posted. I put a picture of it on the PowerPoint. We call it a consumer information sign. It tells you that you have a right to a written estimate for any repair that's going to cost $50 or more. $50 or more. You have a right to a written estimate. If they don't want to give you no estimate, don't spend your money with them. Honestly, don't spend your money. $50 or more, you have a right to a written estimate. And I also suggest you, anything that you sign your name on, that you need to get a copy of it. Because I hear consumers say, well, they wouldn't give me one. They said I didn't get one until after I paid my money. But that is called an invoice. You want to get an invoice at that point. Invoices, they should have the repair facility registration number on it. It should have the mechanic's name and number who did the repairs on your car. There should be a certification statement on that invoice that says that this facility did all your repairs correctly. All the parts were furnished in compliance with the law. And it should be signed by somebody of the stating this. If it's not signed, that's a violation. We consider that a violation. There should also be a parts return sign that should be posted on the wall or should be on your invoice. And it tells you that you have a right to your replaced parts, except those that are too heavy or they have to go back for a poor exchange or things of that nature. And you also must be mindful. If you want your parts back, you have to ask for them. They are not required to just give them back to you. You have to ask for them. Another thing you want to be mindful of when you go into repair facilities is that certification statement. Yeah, just make sure that you keep all your documentation. Keep all your documentation. Make sure you keep everything, because I keep everything. I've been doing this job. I don't trust nobody. Absolutely nobody. Especially in this business. When we're going to purchase cars, this is another. Because a lot of people go.
Tell it.
When we go into the B lots, yes, there's a lot of them. When we go into the B lots, make sure, I highly suggest you do your research before you go and purchase a car. Before you give these people your money and you just about to fly or drive off into the sunset and the car break down the next day, and you go back and say, I want my money back, and they say, oh, the car was purchased as is. That's kind of what it is, purchase as is. You bought that car just in the condition it was. So I highly suggest, do your research, do due diligence. Carfax, Navitas, have someone who is mechanically inclined go with you to look at the car. While you want to test drive, take the car and go get it inspected by a third party company. I mean, a third party repair facility, so they can lift it up. If the whole bottom of the car is rusting out, guess what? You want to run. I'm like, you don't want to buy that car. You know what I mean? Also, I mean, if you can't even do that, take it to AutoZone and have them plug it up for you, so you can see any codes. Because a lot of people, they will erase codes. You know, when you buy the car, after you buy the car, you take it to your mechanic, and he tells you, oh, this car ain't no good. You want to get your money back. And sometimes it may be too late. You are required to have insurance, everybody, when you purchase a car. You have to have insurance. When you transfer in the plate, you gotta have insurance. You are required to have insurance on the car. If the dealer say no, you ain't got it, you ain't gotta have it, don't do it, because guess what? You drive off that lot, you pulling over, you gonna get ticketed. I'm like, you will get ticketed. Dealer plates, I mean, people do ask me about dealer plates. Just, you know, dealers can let you drive on a dealer plate for 36 hours. That's only if you're test driving the car. You can't be using it for your personal use. You just out in the world just driving. I know y'all probably see a lot of people, but they've been cracking down. And I mean, they cracking down heavy. So a lot of dealers been getting their plates canceled. A lot of repair facilities been getting their plates canceled because they improper using the plate. There are multiple ways if you want to file a complaint. I mean, you can do online on our website. Make a phone call. You can send an email. You can also send it in mail. I attached a complaint kit for you. It also has some other resources on there for you, some other numbers on there for you, if you have any questions or concerns about all that. But just know, my department, we are the department that investigate all complaints against repair facilities and dealerships, because a lot of people will send it to the Attorney General's office. Whenever the Attorney General gets to it, they send it to us, and it may be 3-4 months down the line. Another thing, if you decide you want to file a complaint and it's against a repair facility, if it's been, you know, if you feel like something not right when you get your car back, they supposed to keep the parts for 2-3 days. So you want to go back within that time frame to ask for your parts if you didn't ask for them right then and there. And then we suggest you don't let anyone else work on your car. Because the state, we have our own mechanic, and we will come out to your house, depending on what the nature is, or we'll get a host facility to inspect your car, and he'll create a report, just in case you got a report. So we have our report. He have his report. We put it all together, and you can pull in that report. I put also links to the dealer manual, repair facility manual. You can kind of Google it. It's gonna pop straight up, and it have all the chapters when we update them and things of that nature. Does anybody have any questions for me? One big one, okay.
Okay, so my question is, you go to a repair facility, say you get a front of the line, $60, right? And then they come out and say, oh, we also found this problem, this problem, this problem. It's gonna come to $986. You got a bad feeling because they acting funny behind the counter. What would you suggest we do?
Those are called sales tactics. Those are called sales tactics. I'm gonna leave. Because if you know when you went in there, I get complaints often. If you know when you went in there, that's all you needed was a wheel alignment and nothing else, because you had your own mechanic look at the car already, I would leave. But some people, they fall into that, you know, because it's called sales tactics. Even when you go and buy the cars, people say, oh, you better hurry up and get this. I got a lot of people that been coming here, they been looking at this car, and I got somebody coming right now. As soon as you come, they gonna put it in the deposit.
But isn't that illegal?
So I'm saying,
for them to do something that you don't need, they just taking money.
To upsell it?
No, they're doing a repair that's not necessary.
Well, yeah, so but we gotta prove it, but you gotta authorize it. So once you authorize them to do the repair, so if you gotta authorize the repair, they just can't do nothing that you didn't authorize. They gotta have your approval.
I'm not gonna authorize it. I'm gonna call you back and say, hey, this is what they said I need. Do I need it? And you say, no, you don't need it. Now what are y'all?
Well, no, you don't call me.
Okay.
I'm like, you don't call me. I'm like, why you please? So that's not how that works.
How do we expose them from doing that to the rest of the community?
So you need to file you can file a complaint. So another thing that my department was just talking about, we was talking about having our mechanic rig a car. Make some issues with the car and take it to shop. So that's one thing that we was talking about doing. But I also want y'all to understand, we do investigate complaints in order received. There's not a lot of us that does this job. There's only 16 of us for the whole state of Michigan, and we only have one mechanic.
For the whole state of Michigan. We have one mechanic, we work a lot with the auto sales team. I'm like, we work a lot with auto sales team. Quiet. Who come out and assist us with different things, like, one day we all went to auto junkyards. We all separated different auto sales teams, and we all separated and went to auto different junkyards. Looking for stolen cars, things of that nature. Making sure their records right. Oh, y'all taking cars in without title. Oh, this car came back stolen. Oh, things of that nature. I mean, they cracking down on a lot of stuff. We just had somebody arrested, like I said, for dealer. We just had an officer go in and arrest the dealer, the owner of the dealer, for improper use of his dealer plate. I've never seen that happen since I've been here. So I've been with the state 14 years. I've been with this department for 7 years. So in my 7 years, some of the things that I'm starting to see happen, I'm like, okay, they making some leeway. But yeah, it's only 16 investigators for the whole state of Michigan. And here down at Metro Detroit, we get the bulk of the work because, up towards Lansing, going towards UP, it's not that.
You said, is there a cost when they come out to your house to do the report?
Will my mechanic come out?
Yes.
No.
Oh, they come out for free?
Yeah, we come out for free.
That's nice. And then, by me in the business district, we make a complaint. We got them all up, down, Selma, all up, down, back.
Yeah, they everywhere. They're exaggerated. So this zip code, so we are separated by zip code.
So let me ask a question. So do you get, like you have this thing about the investigation, like, do you all go out, is it just because of a complaint, or do you all go out to make sure people are up to compliance?
Yeah, we do. We go out we do inspections. We do regular inspections. So dealerships, they require to get an inspection in 3 to 5 years. But if you got a complaint, say about
mechanic shops.
Mechanic shops too.
So you come out how often?
Everybody's due for inspection now. Repair facility shops every 3 years. But if you got a complaint in the meantime, we can come do an inspection kind of when we want to. But we got to report and say this person was just inspected last year. We don't go back and inspect them this year unless we get a complaint that say, this person doing some type of fraud or something. Then we go back in.
And out of the 16, how many is in Wayne County?
Well, we all got some in Wayne County. All of us got some in Wayne County because I got Wayne, Oakland, and Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I have Wayne. We split up by zip codes. Like 48224 is not my zip code. The agent whose zip code it is, I asked him if he already had other things. Yeah. So we split up by zip codes.
What's the name of this department?
Office of Investigative Regulatory Monitoring Division. We up under the umbrella of the Office of Investigative Services, the Michigan Department of State, or Secretary of State. And if you got the PowerPoint, the information, contact numbers, and everything is on the back.
What's your name?
My name is Jasmine.
Your last name?
Lots. No, LOTT. Okay. Any more other questions for me? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for your time. You got a fire? Oh, I did. Yeah, I can sit down if I need to. Yeah.
I see Derek, Damien. Damien is with Councilman Scott Vincent. Derek, you are with Commissioner Martha Scott. So both of you gentlemen can come up and piggyback off of each other. And I haven't forgot you and Anna. Yes. And we have one after you guys, we have one more.
How you doing?
Okay. How are you? All right. Roll well.
All right. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Appreciate the opportunity to serve you. I've been in my role for about 3 years, going on 4 now. I appreciate every day that opportunity. I like to say that your police officers here are everywhere. I was in a park, talking to a community group, and who came? Your captain or your commander? Another issue, I was talking to some residents, and they came riding fast, riding through the neighborhood. I think it's important that we have leadership that care to ride and actually see some of the details of the problems that we have in the community. I live in a community, so when you hear something crazy, I probably hear it too. So it's a lot of things going on in the neighborhood. We got a lot of Black Club leaders here. I've seen a lot of them. Yeah, so that's a really good thing. Hey. And I gotta get this one shout out, and then I'm gonna get to my report. But Miss Nina Hodge, she got a beautiful daycare right at Outer Drive and Bend, above and beyond. And when she go beyond her hours, she helped us at our youth program on Monday with the Black Club president, Mr. Hardaway. We got 8 to 13-year-olds, and they come and volunteer their time. So it's really important. I appreciate that. Make this quick. Hope application. Hope application, you can do it. How many people completed the Hope application? Raise your hand. All right, so we need a lot more people to apply for the Hope application. Hope application makes you eligible for a tax exemption. So if you qualify, you might not have to pay taxes here. If you pay taxes and you apply, you might get a refund check on your property taxes. So it's good that everybody applies. So you might get 30, 40, up to 100% off your taxes.
We have to do it every year.
Every year you got to do it. All right, we don't. It's a matrix. It's a matrix.
Or you can go to the city's website and pull it off.
Yes. Take some location to complete it. Next is GDYT, the summer youth program with the city. The expiration date is May 16th. So if it's any young people that you know between 14 and 24, or 16 to 24, they need to apply. They need to do it in a few days. Friday. It's 14. So they should apply. We got some flyers on the table. Crayons Woods. We're having a community meeting with Crayons Woods this Saturday with Ms. Causey. She just left. That's going to be 11 to 1 right here. All right, that's going to be here. If anybody needs to do wills and estates, estate planning, we got a lot of free services throughout the city. A lot of people are losing generational wealth because they're not planning properly. So the city is offering those services. And I'll send it to the president, anybody who's interested in that later this week. All right, we got a district office at 6 Mile and Gratiot. So you definitely can come there Monday through Friday if you need to talk to us. If you have a tree, any issues you got, you can sit down. Like I said, we're not going to have a full-course meal, but we're definitely going to have a wonderful bottle of water for you. Nice and cold. But yeah, I want a lot of people come and say, I was worried about, I didn't know if you'll help with this. Whatever your issue is, if it's an issue to you, it's an issue to us, and you should come and talk about it and see how you can get assistance for you. Don't worry about whether it sounds like a terrible thing. Just come and ask, and we'll see what we can do. Don't think too deeply about it. Next, and we got our district number, 313-530-0587. And that's our district phone number. We try to make sure we call you back and make sure we answer when you call.
What's the number again, Mr.
313-530-0587. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So it's good to make an appointment because, like the mayor's office, we in and out. But Wednesdays and Fridays, we bring the councilman to, if you want them to come to your house, or to meet you at a park, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we bring them out and see whatever issue you got. With that being said, I appreciate the opportunity and thank you very much.
Thank you. go. Don't forget to fill out your 911, the senior 911 form, and make sure you turn them in. Since we're already here, I wanna make sure the officers get them before you guys leave, okay? We'll make sure we get them turned in. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Good evening, thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gary Gill. I'm with Mr. Martin P. Scott. Our phone number is 313-224-0878. And then if you, after the meeting, I do have our newsletter and citizen guide to county government. Couple of things. First of all, I would like to thank the precinct for allowing me to participate in the survey when we did from the commissioner. I don't know if is anyone here going to be celebrating Juneteenth? You know, the commissioner, when she's in the state senate and in the legislature, she passed Senate Bill 384, and that allowed Juneteenth to be an actual state holiday in the state of Michigan. On Thursday, June the 19th, the commissioner will be speaking at the Juneteenth celebration at the Hamtramck Stadium. And the reason why they're doing that is because Hamtramck Stadium was the stadium where the Detroit Stars played at during the Negro League days. And she's going to be speaking, and I'm also going to be speaking at that event because my grandfather played in the Negro League for a number of years. My grandfather's name is Ewan Hale. We call him Red, but he played for the Kansas City Pirates. He played with Satchel Paige. Then he played with the Chicago Americans, and then he played with the Detroit Stars. He finished off his career with the Detroit Stars. So they wanted to highlight me, to have me be a guest speaker, you know, just talk about my granddad and how proud I am of him for that. Again, we're going to be working on county roads, you know, in the area. We have some flyers if you would like to have one. And then just to remind everyone about the commissioner's coffee hours, the fourth Friday of each month at the Kiosk Institute that's located at 11633 Joseph Campo in Hamtramck, and it's from 9 to 10. And that gives you an opportunity to talk to the commissioner, but also you can resolve some issues that you have, any common issues that you may have, and we can, you know, try to get them. We want to get them resolved right then and there. We can restart the process.
All right. Absolutely. Anna, she is Anna Brewer. She is with a project manager for Gift for Michigan Godchildren.
It's for all God's children.
For all God's children. Sorry about that.
Okay, not a problem. We're a nonprofit and we support East Bethlehem Church. We are offering summer camps for 5 weeks. So we're trying to get our enrollment up. So we do a sports camp for 5 to 17-year-olds. It's A2E, which is afternoon to evening sports camp. It's from 5 to 7:30 for 1 week. Then we have 1 week for 3-year-olds to 12-year-olds. We do 3 weeks of Bible camp. We have some during the day from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then we have a STEM camp week for second graders to 6th graders. So it's free. We're getting the kids have something to do. It's Bethlehem, it's a great location, it's harder driving around. We would like to get the word out. I'll have flyers for the next time that we're here, and just ask to get the word out. The kids need something to do, and what better way to learn about Jesus and someplace to go, and we do field trips. So each week there's a field trip that will take them on. It's all free, and the family is also welcome to come. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to do the 50-50 raffle. And then if there's any questions, we'll do that because I know some people have to leave. So let's do the 50-50 first. And how much do we have, Leon?
I collected $72 this evening, making the jackpot 36.
Anna, can you send me that information in an email? I'd like to send that out. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, the number is going to be 3355. That's 834-3355.
355. There we go.
It's 335. The last three are 335. Did I read it right?
Wait, hold on. 335. Bless his heart. No,
Okay, I also have 2 tickets to the Tiger game on May 22nd at 6:40 p.m.
All right. The last four are 415. 415.
yeah, I see a hand raised. Yes, okay. Okay. And how much was the
Yeah, it was 415 for the
415.
And the first one was 335.
415.
Okay.
And who is the raffle winner? And did you get the raffle winner?
Okay. Okay, any forms that need to be turned in, hold them up, and we'll have the officer come around and grab them for you, I promise. If you guys wanna talk to the officers, they'll be here for a little bit, but please be mindful, they've been here all day. I am talking. There you go. Okay, now let's take it from the top. If you guys have any concerns that weren't addressed, you can then stay here and talk to the officers. But please be mindful, they wanna go home. So don't sit there burning your ear over the same stuff we did already talked about. Let's get it out and we're gonna keep this moving, okay? So I appreciate you all coming out. I hope to see you all on Thursday for, to honor our officers for this week. So I hope to see you guys Thursday. I definitely want to see you next month. And I thank you guys for coming out. Sorry for holding you past 8 o'clock, but it is 8:09. Yes, ma'am. They were gonna come today, but he had a conflict in the calendar, which was great, and I did put that in the email when I sent it out. Yeah, Travis. Okay.